Expansion of trade, role of merchants and artisans. Expansion of trade in East Asia began with the start of the Sui dynasty, which reunited China in 581 CE after a period of war and chaos. Realizing that the new Chinese empire was highly divided, the government built the Grand Canal, aiming to connect the northern and southern parts of the empire. This canal opened up many opportunities for trade throughout the country, allowing merchants to trade their goods efficiently and easy. However, the majority of expansion came about between the Tang and Song dynasties. Between this time, an event which historians refer to as the Economic Revolution occurred, under which the trade in East Asia expanded rapidly and the economy became modernized. When the Tang dynasty came into power, China expanded its territory to encompass parts of present-day South China and Vietnam. By capturing these new climate areas, China was now able to produce an important cash crop, rice. Merchants were able to use the large surplus of this product to trade with the new neighboring countries in Southeast Asia. Another important factor to the economic revolution was the trade of luxury goods. During this time period, products improved greatly in quality and became known around the world as a symbol of status and wealth. Artisans developed ways to make lighter and thinner porcelain, which also looked better than the porcelain of previous centuries. Additionally, skilled artisan men created beautiful skilled textiles to be traded as a mark of the elite. These types of luxury goods, along with spices found in the area, were in demand throughout most of the Eastern Hemisphere, and merchants were able to demand high prices for them along many trade route systems. It is important to understand that these trade routes were not brand new routes, but rather an improved version of the Indian Ocean Basin route and the Silk Road that existed during the Second Periodization. Through the increased amount of trade and the growth of economy in participating countries, the two routes expanded and created new destinations, effectively creating new cities as trade increased. This leads to another factor, urbanization. During the Song dynasty, the majority of Chinese people moved to the southern part of the empire to live in cities rather than rural areas. Because people no longer needed to practice subsistence farming, they could turn their attention to other professions, such as artisans and trading. Along this new pattern of migration, many traders and merchants traveled to newly formed cities where trade was accessible, which led to the formation of new culturally rich cities such as Hangzhou. One of the most significant changes during this time period was the way merchants were able to trade. Rather than bartering and using copper coins, many merchants decided it would be easier to carry around some type of official receipt with monetary value. In the 12th century, the government expanded on this idea on a national scale and changed all paper money to be state-run. Paper money allowed merchants to be far more efficient and to be able to travel longer while carrying a lighter load. Merchants were also able to form a system of banking and checks. For example, an individual could deposit money in one location and withdraw the same amount of money in a different location, similar to today's banks. Lastly, merchants were able to travel easily due to new inventions that arose during the time period. Merchants could now navigate through the land routes using the newly created magnetic compass and could navigate the Indian Basin trade routes using a primitive meteorology that predicted the monsoons and calculated optimal travel times.